A silent revolution in naval combat on July 14, 2025. The United States Navy confirmed what military analysts and foreign intelligence agencies had long suspected. The USS Preble, Gunnar-LaBerque-class destroyer, had quietly transitioned into the future of warfare. Armed with Helios, high-energy laser with integrated optical, dazzler, and surveillance. The destroyer was no longer reliant solely on explosive ordnance. Instead, it was equipped with a weapon that doesn't detonate, it erases. Helios is a laser weapon that operates at the speed of light, disabling drones, blinding satellites, and melting optics in silence. In an era where speed, cost, and plausible deniability dictate strategic advantage, Helios represents a paradigm shift in naval warfare. This document explores how Helios works, its advantages and limitations, and the geopolitical consequences of deploying such a transformative system, particularly in contested zones like the South China Sea. Why the Navy needs lasers in 2025. Modern naval threats are no longer limited to conventional missiles and large warships. U.S. Navy now contends with drone swarms, reconnaissance aircraft, loitering munitions, and small suicide boats. Traditional countermeasures, while effective, are expensive and finite. For instance, a CIW's close-in weapon system, engagement costs around $1,500. A standard naval missile costs upwards of $1.5 million. A Helios shot, less than $1 in electricity, its massive cost differential enables sustained operations without logistical strain. The USS Preble could, in theory, conduct hundreds of engagements in a day without depleting its offensive capability, provided the ship's power generation systems remain intact. More importantly, Helios introduces a new kind of tactical flexibility. It is silent. No sound or explosion accompanies a strike. Instantaneous. Traveling at the speed of light, the beam impacts its target the moment it is fired. Precise. Minimal to zero collateral damage. Inexhaustible, so long as electrical power is available. How Helios works at its core. Helios comprises 3 integrated systems. High-energy fiber laser 60 kilowatts. This concentrated energy source focuses massive power into a narrow beam capable of burning through metal, plastics, and optics. Advanced cooling system. High-energy lasers generate intense heat. Without advanced cooling, the laser would rapidly overheat and become inoperable. Precision targeting optics. Electro-optical sensors ensure accurate targeting over long distances. Even with moving targets, Helios operates in 2 modes. Dazzle mode, low power output, used to blind sensors and disable surveillance capabilities without causing permanent damage. Kill beam, full power mode, designed to destroy targets via thermal overload. Engagement sequence example. Radar detects a drone at 8 kilometers. Targeting data is relayed to Helios. Electro-optical sensors acquire and track the drone. At 2 kilometers, Helios is authorized to engage. Beam activates. Within 3 seconds, the drone crashes. Asterisk combat proven performance. Helios isn't theoretical. In real-world operations, it has repeatedly proven effective. May 2020, USS Portland destroyed a Scan Eagle drone in 5 seconds. June 2025, USS Preble neutralized an Iranian Mohair 6 drone at 12 nautical miles, disabling it without warning. July 2025. Helios destroyed a supersonic drone simulating a Chinese YJ-18 missile traveling at Mach 2.5. At 1.8 kilometers distance, the Pacific Lightning exercise. In a simulated swarm attack, Helios neutralized for fast-approaching drone boats in under 20 seconds. In total, Helios has achieved a 96% target destruction rate across all test and operational engagements, outperforming many missile systems at a fraction of the cost. Strategic deployment and geopolitical impact. The USS Preble's deployment to the South China Sea is no accident. Rising tensions between the U.S. and China over Taiwan and disputed maritime territory have necessitated a more subtle deterrent. Helios provides plausible deniability. When reconnaissance drones malfunction and crash without a trace, proving hostile intent becomes almost impossible. Persistent presence. Unlike missiles which require reloading, Helios can operate indefinitely. Disruption of surveillance. Chinese intelligence operations rely heavily on drones and satellite optics. Helios degrades this capability in real time. By deploying Helios-equipped destroyers, the Navy can operate in contested zones while avoiding overt escalation. The system enables silent, effective resistance to gray zone tactics. Why China and Iran fear Helios? Both China and Iran have built asymmetric strategies around overwhelming U.S. defenses through quantity. Thousands of drones, missile platforms, and fast attack boats constitute their primary offensive and surveillance tools. Helios undercuts these tactics. Quantity becomes irrelevant when each target can be disabled for $1. Operators of surveillance drones now face a new psychological threat, an invisible enemy that gives no warning. Propaganda value is diminished when there is no evidence of engagement. Iranian state media has begun labeling laser weapons as cowardly and inhumane, strong indication of the system's effectiveness. Helios limitations and countermeasures. While revolutionary, Helios is not invulnerable. Weather dependence, fog, rain, dust, and humidity reduce laser range and beam coherence. In poor conditions, effective range can drop below 500 meters. Distance constraints. While effective up to 2 kilometers, targets beyond this range are difficult to engage. Power dependency. The system requires uninterrupted electrical power. Damage to shipboard power systems can render Helios inoperative. Thermal management. Continuous use generates heat that must be dissipated. Extended firefights could cause temporary shutdowns. Electronic warfare. The system relies on electronic optics and software. It may be vulnerable to jamming, cyber intrusions, or electromagnetic pulse EMP attacks. Logistical complexity. Helios uses specialized components, including rare earth materials and high-precision optics, making rapid repair and resupply difficult in extended conflicts. China and Iran are actively exploring countermeasures. Reflective coatings, though largely ineffective, erratic flight patterns require prior warning. Deploying targets during storms or low visibility periods. The future of directed energy in the U.S. Navy. Helios is just the beginning. The Navy's roadmap includes several more powerful systems. ODIN Optical Dazzling Interdictor Navy, a 150 kilowatt system for carriers, expected to be installed on the USS Gerald R. Ford in 2026. M. Sherrod Naval variant, a shipboard version of the Army's Mobile Laser Air Defense System. AI integration. Future systems will use artificial intelligence for target acquisition and prioritization, enabling autonomous engagement of multiple threats. Satellite coordination. Space-based sensors could provide targeting data beyond the ship's horizon. Imagine an entire carrier strike group equipped with laser weapons, sharing data through a secure AI-driven network, and engaging hundreds of targets simultaneously across vast distances. Are we ready for invisible war? The advent of Helios represents more than a technological leap. It heralds a transformation in the philosophy of war itself. Engagements without explosions. Destruction without evidence. Hostilities conducted in complete silence. This shift creates immense tactical and psychological advantages, but it also raises fundamental questions. How do nations respond to unprovable acts of aggression? How do we regulate a battlefield where the tools leave no trace? Where is the line between defense and preemption when attacks are silent and unacknowledged? The USS Preble, armed with Helios, now sails in waters where the rules of conflict are rapidly changing. Directed energy has arrived, and it is reshaping not only how wars are fought, but how they are understood. The age of lasers is no longer science fiction. It is operational reality. It just rewrote the rules of naval combat.